Right, here is Wolfe Cemetery. We are on the east side. That is where the entrance is. You can see about how big it is. And it's probably about an acre, probably a little less, maybe 3/4. So here is where you get in. Big tractor tire right there at the entrance for some reason. I'll start off going this way. We've been calling this the Ditsworth section since these are where the two Ditsworths are buried. This is Hattie Ditsworth, 15 years old when she died. Despite all the research I've done into the Ditsworth family, I have no idea who she is related to, who she is a daughter of. So it's a little bit of a mystery that I've been trying to solve. You can see some of our tools and coats warmed up here a little bit. No idea what this little headstone is. Those are usually there for kids. Over here is Elias Gill. He is the husband of Susan Ditsworth, who is Jacob and Samuel's sister. So one of the original Ditsworth that made their way from Pennsylvania to Illinois. So he's buried here, but we don't know that she's buried here. It'd be hard to imagine that she wouldn't be, considering this is where her husband's buried. And further down, you can see my coat hanging on the tree. Another marker of some sort here that we have no idea what it is, who it belongs to, or anything. No discernible markings on it. So over here is the northeast edge of the cemetery. You can see there's down trees and everything. It might be a little difficult for me to find my way around holding the camera. Gonna head back to the middle by the tire. Right here is one of the first graves you might see. Abraham Laird, I think that's how I pronounce it. Looks like he was just about 1 year old when he died. Yeah, 1 year, 6 months. Keep his stone face down so that the rain doesn't eat away at it. Another marker that we can't read. Let's head a little further in. I can't remember who this is. It does match a headstone on Find a Grave, so you can look online to see who this one belongs to. That distinct pattern at the top helps you identify it. It's a pretty big headstone. A lot of down trees here. Again, who knows what could be underneath all of this brush. Head a little further in. This is unfortunately another baby. Let's say son, actually I might say daughter, yeah, daughter. It's a little baby girl, daughter of Wade. Poor little baby girl. Okay, that's the best way through. Everything has thorns on it here, so it's very, very slow going. All right, heading to the southwest corner. There is I passed it up back here, a big downed marker. I can't remember who this belongs to, but this one is known who this belongs to. I believe the writing is on the bottom side. I'm not going to try to lift that again. I had to have help last time I did that. Just a lot of brush and emptiness right in this whole area here that I'm showing you. So again, anything could be there. Here, so when Lanark Cemetery became a thing, a lot of families moved their relatives that were buried here to Lanark. So there are a lot of empty bases of headstones where the base was left. The coffin and the actual headstone itself was taken, so there's just 3 stone bases right here, empty. Actually 4. I don't know if you can see those through all the brush, but there are 4 empty headstones right here. Those people, who knows who those belong to, but they are definitely buried in Lanark now. All right, so now I am in the south middle part. The county road is down that way. I'm the south middle part. There's nothing here that I have found. So it's just a big empty area, down trees. I've got some thorns sticking in my leg. Just a lot of down trees, no discernible headstones. Back to the southwest side. Here you can start to see more headstones on the ground. Small ones with no writing on it. After a broken headstone. There's the southwest corner. So if you come over here, this broken headstone, I am not able to read for the life of me, unfortunately. I have no idea who this one could belong to. Over here, it's kind of a lonely yet very, very readable headstone for Elizabeth Booth. Nothing about when she lived or died, aged 40 years. But she is right here in the western side, right by the gate. Although a couple of trees have fallen down and really knocked down the barbed wire. That's Elizabeth Booth. Over here, I believe it's the Eshelmans, probably pronounced Eshelmans, 3 of them there. That one looks like Abraham, Eliza, and cannot tell what this one is. So this one, what we were told by the owner of the property, was actually buried here in the ground, and they were able to find it with their probe. As you can see, the headstone was broken. The family took it home, got it repaired, as you can see, and then brought it back and set it back up. They even did a little memorial, did a little service for their long-lost relative here, which is pretty cool. So the 3 Eshelmans right here. Go over this downed log. There's kind of a big grouping over here. Okay. Some more broken bases of headstones. I believe these 2 all went together. And then that went on top. So that belongs to a James Mark. I was able to take a good picture of it with the sun refracting off of it earlier so I could see what it was. He is not listed on here. All of these other graves I've shown you, there's records of them being in the cemetery, but this one that I found today is not on the official record from when Lanark came in 1978 and looked at all of the graves here. So I don't know how they missed this one. I have no idea who James Mark is. There is an Effie Mark listed as being buried here. There's another empty base. So who knows? There could definitely be buried headstones in this area, especially since that seems to go with that stuff over there. And then there's this empty base here. Of course, this could also be one of the bases that was taken to Lanark, for all I know. 2 little markers right there. 1, 2, actually a third one, 3. If I can get over to here, you've got writing on it. That's JM. And then that one's hard to read, but earlier when the sun was hitting, you could see it said EM. So again, is that Mark? Is the Mark family? I don't know. Seems like, and that third one over there, I can't tell what it says. Brotherton. I believe that says William. That's a big boy. A big headstone. Still partially buried. That would take me a while to dig up. So I'm not going to try. See, when the sun hits these things just right, you can read it. This is another Brotherton. Can't quite read the name. This headstone I can't read, and it's very smooth. It looks like it might be really buried, so who knows what is there further down. Over here, got a husband and wife, I assume. I don't remember what their last name is. Children of, oh, never mind, not a husband and wife. Children of S&M Brotherton. So I guess it looks like they both died fairly young. Wait, were these twins? Oh, no, never mind. 54 and then 50. Okay, never mind. One died in 1854, one died in 1850. So it looks like this poor family lost 2 kids right now. Another tiny headstone with no readable markings on it. All right, I'm now more in the kind of north-central, northwestern part. So over there is the Ditsworth section again, as I called it. There's some more headstones over there that I'll get to in a second. Let me go back here. There's one that I laid face down to protect it from the rain. Let me pick it up real quick. Okay. I can't remember who this belonged to. You can read it when the sun hits it. Let me put it back down. Heading to the northwest section. All right, this is, I'm not going to try to turn it over while holding my camera. It might be a little bit too much. Elizabeth Laird. I dug this up 2 weeks ago when we were here. It was pretty much buried. Laird, L-A-I-R-D. I believe I'm spelling it right. I put it head face down to protect it from rain again. I was able to dig up her headstone. It looks like it broke off there. There's another one. Gotta get all these thorns off of them. It's hard to do with one hand. Here we go. Okay. Again, if the sun was hitting this, you'd be able to read it, but unfortunately the sun is not hitting this. Let me gently set this back down. There. Moving on. This is another Laird. I was able to read this one and get a really good picture of it when we were here. When the sun hits these things, you can actually read them. So this appears to be kind of a Laird family section. I am now in the northwestern corner of the cemetery. Nothing that I can see as far as memorials here in this area. Alright, now over here is a lonely marker. I believe it's the Yontz family, something that starts with a Y, Y-O-N-T-Z, I believe. The top part of that is falling down and it's sinking into the ground. And I believe several of this family is buried there. If you can read all the etchings on it, it's information for different members of that family. And then another tiny unreadable marker with no readable writing. There's another one right back in there. There are definitely markers buried in here, given the records we have from 1978. It would just be a matter of finding them. It's a little bit like finding a needle in the haystack with the probe that we have. All right, heading back to the middle. A few more markers here. Kind of read that. To some Moffats. Is that Sarah Ann Moffat? sun is at a perfect angle for these headstones. You can see how much the sun makes the words pop. John B.D. Moffat. I wonder what BD stands for. And then a small, unmarked grave. No idea what that is. Right. A few more sections ahead too. I'll keep filming while I do it so you can kind of see the way through, but it is hard to make your way through here sometime. My best bet might be to go this way. Back to the Ditsworth section. I do like how the sun makes those words pop. Down this way is another random headstone with, I need to turn it around so the sun hits it. There goes that JBDM. No idea. Right there is that big long headstone that I was at earlier. But over here is another family plot. I'm looking at it backwards, but that says Plummy. Marked one. A marked one that I believe says father. And you can see it's the Parkers. Thomas Parker and his wife, Plummy. So basically, the headstone gives information for all of them, and here's their individual plots. Right there it says mother. And now we are in the southeastern part. Headstones. Buried. Another base and headstone. Here is the exact southeastern corner. Headstone. Base of some sort. I'm gonna head back over. There's one more headstone that I forgot to video. Well, we're already kind of in the area. Not like it's a big cemetery anyway, but it's hard to get through. Ow. Never know when you're gonna get pricked by something, unfortunately. I know I probably shouldn't, but walking on the headstone. There it is. I almost forgot about this one. That's kind of by itself over here in the western side. I believe it's James Tidd. Yes, James H. Tidd. Buried and at an angle coming out of the ground. So there really aren't many of these memorials still standing the way they were meant to, or in any amount of decent shape. That is it. That is a tour of Wolfe Cemetery. It's a really nice day out. I imagine this place gets massively overgrown in the summer. We found evidence of beavers over in this area. Looks like they had chewed down some of the trees. It's a very quiet, peaceful place. Hopefully we can find where Jacob is buried, if he's even in here. Who knows? I don't even know how I grew up in Lanark. My whole life, I never even knew this place existed. I think that's it for the tour, and I will sign off and get back to work. It says daughter of TJ and M. Wade. Now I can read it. And Sutton. There's always a certain time of day where you can read these things perfectly. And then back to the entrance.